On this very first day of summer, I'm at the Theodore Payne Foundation in Sun Valley, California. I'm here to take a good look at some native plants in summer. What we're trying to do today is find maybe 4 or 5 native California plants that look good in the summer because, as you may know, summer can be a very challenging time for native California plants. Now, the Theodore Payne. This plant here is called a fairy duster. It's a desert plant. And look at these wonderful red tassel-like flowers. They're really pretty. One of the things that are nice about the desert plants is that they often bloom in the summer months. They can also sustain some summer water because in many of the California deserts, they're accustomed to kind of that monsoonal moisture that happens July and August, those big thunderstorms. So again, fairy duster, very big plant. I can see there are bees buzzing all around it, so those that are concerned about the decline in the bee population, that's also a reason to consider it. If you're looking for something that flowers in the summer, I would suggest members of the Eriogonum family or buckwheats. Now, they're plants that in my yard at least lay low during the winter, but the minute it begins to heat up, that's when they start to bloom. The leaves tend to be kind of a slate colored and the blossoms tend to be somewhat subtle, everything from cream to brick to salmon to rose. But they are hardy summer bloomers. They look good throughout the dry summer months, and then once their bloom cycle ends, by fall, I typically cut them back. In my own yard, these Eriogonums are well represented. Here's an example of the spectrum of color. This one is native to the Channel Islands, and you can see it's this wonderful kind of rose color. So again, they range from cream to rose to brick to kind of salmon, and this will stay in bloom until August. One of my favorite buckwheats is called the ashy leaf buckwheat, and here's one in my front yard. It's the first day of summer and it's just starting to bloom. It will be eventually covered with a cream-colored flower, very hardy, reseeds easily. I pull them out like weeds. And it will stay in blossom throughout the summer, and then in the fall, I eventually cut it way back, and in spring, it just starts growing again. Now, if you're like me and are attracted to huge flowers, take a look at that. You might consider a gypsum weed or a datura for your garden. This is a rambling, sprawling, it's almost like a vine-like plant. You may have seen them growing along the freeways because they do. They're hardy, they can grow almost anywhere. So each of these blossoms after flowers will develop a huge, spiny seed pod. I cut those seed pods off because they're so sharp. But it looks good pretty much all summer long. It has these wonderful creamy colored flowers. I love them, and so do moths and bats. Also on my list of top summer bloomers, of course, is the Zauschneria. Take a look at this. Hey, Charlie. This has got these beautiful scarlet trumpet-like flowers. They are beautiful all summer long, attract hummingbirds, and it creates almost like a ground cover, a native ground cover. So that's on my list. But if you're considering purchasing these summer blooming plants, don't buy them now. Wait until the fall plant sales after we've had some winter rains and the ground is a little bit moister. If you try to plant them now, the water that it will take to sustain them after putting them into the earth might end up killing them.